Hello friends, early morning here, but I wanted to answer some questions some people have been asking about this Grote guitar. I've got some little mics down here, some Zoom mics, I don't even have it plugged in this morning, and so I want to play it acoustically. I'm not going to play it even plugged up to an amp. If you want to hear how it sounds, I'll put out another video that's been watched a lot, and I'll kind of go through all the different sounds. So I've had a number of questions. Number one is, it has been, what do I think about it after owning it for a while? Has anything changed about it? Has it settled in and become any more difficult or anything? So I've had this guitar, maybe about 6 or 8 weeks now. Almost any guitar, as it starts to sort of, not age or whatever, but it became, they're usually, even the high-end ones, not high, or mid to high-end ones, I'll say, you'll start to get a little bit of fret sprout. I'm just barely feeling it. So that's one thing that's happened after about probably 8 weeks, 10 weeks, something like that. About the frets. It's not even to a point where I think I would do anything about it yet. It might become, but they still just barely bother me. But if I want to get some sandpaper or some files and just very gently file these tiny little edges off, then that might be something I would do to at this point to improve on it. I do get asked, does it stay in tune well? Let me tell you, I've not tuned it. I've had it at the office. I've not tuned this guitar. I reached up to tune it. Maybe just tiny little bits of tune. I don't even know what tune it's in now because I haven't used a tuner at work. But it sounds like it's in great tune. I haven't tuned it in probably 3 weeks. So I sit around from time to time. I wail on it. A lot of times, what I do. Let me tell you what this guitar has become for me. Since it sounds really pretty strong acoustically, more than some of my other electrics, and similarly, I guess, to other semi-hollows that I've got. But since it sounds pretty good acoustically, this is the guitar that I take to work. $159 guitar. You don't want to get one of your more expensive ones stolen or anything, and it's pretty to look at. I keep it in an Ibanez travel case, gig bag thing, and I've got a video about that. I could put a link to that one too, the travel bag that I carry it in, and it fits perfectly in there. So this is the one that I take to work, and whenever I'm at lunch break or something, and I have an idea for a song or something, sometimes after work a little bit. I don't play during work. I have to work my butt off at work. But this is the one that I keep. I keep it tucked out to the side, and whenever I'm just in the mood to do something, I'm not going to make this about playing at all. I know I'll probably bore y'all to tears with my playing. But at any rate, this is the work guitar. And because I can practice my leads on it because I got great access to the high frets, and it plays really great. The neck plays really great, and I can just hear it without having to be plugged into an amp. Nobody in the office knows I'm in there playing. During lunch, I'll eat my lunch, shut the door, and sit in there and jam a little bit. And sometimes I'll turn on on YouTube a backing track or something, and I'll wail a little bit on it. But so the tuners stay great in tune. It sounds really nice acoustically. It's just really a superb guitar for that sort of use. The question, third most question I've been asked is, what would I do to mod this guitar? And right now, not a darn thing, except the pickups, I think, would be something I would consider doing. They are slightly microphonic. So they're not, I guess, potted super well, or maybe they're not the highest quality pickups. I think at low volumes, just like in my previous review that I did, you noticed everything in clean sounds. It sounded great. I turned up to I've turned it up on clean settings to points where it's almost uncomfortable to listen to, and it's not, really not any feedback. I think the sound quality is great. When you go to some high gain settings, it can start to squeal and squawk a little bit. So that's probably the only thing that I would do. Now, I'll tell you what, this is still the same original set of strings that's come on it. As I'm playing lead stuff, practicing my leads, I would probably go to a set of 9 to 42 strings or something. I am certain that what these are 10s that came with it. They're very high quality, nice strings. I think they were the D'Addario. I can't even remember now. It's been so long since I've had it, but the reason I haven't changed it is I like how it sounds so much acoustically. I'm afraid putting lighter strings on it might make it acoustically sound a little thinner. And for me, it's just a great little. If I want to try to write a song or something, I can. I don't know if these mics are picking it up, but for me, coming back up to my face, the sound of this is very pleasant. Good bit of volume from an electric guitar, better than my other ones. I have got, interestingly, I guess because it's a hollow, it's a routed out hollow body. I've got a Les Paul, a studio that has the chambered body, and it sounds really good acoustically with no F holes in it. That's a $1,200 guitar. This for $150, I can sit like listen to how you say you're gonna play a country song or something. I mean, that sounds good just as a strumming guitar, doesn't it? So, yeah, I would change the pickups, I guess, if I get to a point where where I want this is a guitar that I want to go out and really gig with. The thing is, I've got a lot of other guitars that I would probably do that first with, although this certainly is. I would probably change to 9s. I would probably put slightly better pickups in there, or at least go in. I've not even opened it up and looked and seen what's going on inside here. It's just not been something that's been a priority for me. Other than that, still the quality's great. The tuners have been way better than I thought they'd be. Again, just like before, it's a very pretty guitar, nice arch. The only problem I had, and again, I will say that if you don't watch the previous video and just watch this one, is the way the neck joins here. It's lower right in here, joining the body, than any other semi-acoustic I've got. A lot of them, they're a little higher. So when you get this guitar, since the pickup's set kind of high and the neck set's kind of low, sometimes the strings will touch the pickup. I had to actually sink the front pickup down because it was actually sort of like fretting out, not fretting out, pickuping out by touching the pickup when I first got it. And I had to do very little, any kind of adjustments to this guitar. Whoever set mine up, whatever guy in China did this one, he did a great job, and the intonation and everything was really great, pretty spot on. Still, it's pretty much dead on, man. Can't beat that, man. And so yeah, that's it. Yeah, surprisingly, nothing I would change much on this unless I decide this is something I want to take out and play out live. I would consider changing these, or just using this guitar to play clean to moderately dirty sounding stuff, classic rock, blues. It would work great country. If you're going to want to go out and try to shred metal and stuff and really high gain this guitar, first of all, I probably don't recommend that for semi-hollows anyway. But it does not respond tremendously well at very high gains. And if you're going out and stick a bunch of effects and stuff on it, distortion type effects or fuzz type effects, I don't highly recommend this guitar. I would keep this more in your blues, your classic rock, your country, jazz. And then you're going to be just fine with this guitar for $159. I think is what I paid for it. So hopefully that's answered the main questions. Really nothing else that I can add. I'm happy with it. Still glad I bought it. Just still a killer looking guitar. Anytime I show it to people, I get nice comments about it. I said, man, that is pretty. And they want to sit down and play it, and they say, wow, wow. And I tell them how much it costs, and they're just blown away. And so I probably helped whoever sells these things sell a few of them, I would think. But anyway, that's all I can say, people. If you got any additional questions, go ahead. I'll even do a third video about it if I need to. Peace to all who watch. Subscribe to the channel if you like.